What is up, YouTube? So today I'm bringing you a breakdown. I'm actually gonna go over my week up until this point. So if you follow me on Instagram, I was talking about how I don't want to be recording and editing and posting every single day. So I was going to okay, YouTube music closed. I don't know why you're trying to open. Anyway, so I was talking about on my Instagram how I'm going to start doing my recaps and my breakdowns on a week by week basis. And this way, if I drop a video and it's 30 minutes, at least it's going to have my entire week encompassed in it and the takeaways from it like that. But the reason I wanted to go ahead and do this now is just because I also do this for my own personal use in just journaling and being able to document and have the data and see exactly what it is that you know makes my up my edge and yeah, just like you at home are watching this video and learn from it. I learn from myself. Smart people learn from their own mistakes. Wise people learn from the mistakes of others. So while you being wise, I'm doing what I can do to be smart, right? And just reviewing. But yeah, so I'm gonna go over my week up until this point. Today is Wednesday. The reason I really wanted to go ahead and do this and review is just because there are some takeaways from today that I want to go ahead and like nip in the bud and like have it documented, so that way if I'm ever kind of like lost or confused on exactly what it was that I was trying to or like this same mistake comes up or the same thing comes up, I'll know how to approach it, right? So yeah, anyway, so I'll just go ahead and say it. Monday, I had a $2,700 day. 2,600, I think, actually. I might check somewhere before this video ends to give you the exact number. Tuesday, we had $2,200 profit, and today we lost $3,100. So essentially, we're up like $1,800 for the week still, but yeah, I broke a rule today. I took a loss and still continued to trade. I still continue trading, and I was just kind of another reason I want to go ahead and make this video is to say, like, I'm not perfect. We break our rules sometimes, but the reason we have these rules in place is so we don't blow our account, right? So I basically essentially ate really into my profits today, and I didn't have to do all that, so I'm a little upset about that. However, I do still have an account. My broker, Top Step, took me out of the second position, before I could even actually hit my stop loss, just because of a little bit of drawdown and the fact that I'd already realized one loss. So I hit that max daily loss limit. That being said, as you can see here, I did take initially a sell that got stopped out at the open. And then by that, as I said, I was taken out of the position before I could realize any profit, as it did go into profit a little bit, but there was some fluctuation, and it basically gave like a 1-to-1. And yeah, so I'm gonna go over today first, and then I'm gonna try and do Tuesday, then Monday, or Monday, then Tuesday, whatever. So yeah, with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and jump to a daily time frame, because that is where I start my analysis. All right, so as you can see here, I have these red lines. These are my daily levels, and what I like to do at the start of every day is I'll start on my daily time frame throughout the week. Mondays I'll start on the weekly, but yeah, so the red lines are going to be my daily or / weekly structures, depending on what day of the week it is. And yeah, so what I do is I mark my break of structure, then my high and my low, right? So here you can see we had this structure that was broken, which created this higher high and this higher low. So now that we have a higher high on the daily, we can expect a pullback as soon as the 4-hour turns bearish, which it had coming into the day. And the only thing with that is, so since we have this break of structure to the downside, now we have our lower high up here. Sorry, I'm in the way. This is now our lower high, and this is our lower low. And as you can see, we held and traded up to our break of structure, pushed past it, and now potentially are going to test these highs, right? Or on the 4-hour, based on the 4-hour, this is our lower high, right? Just because we had that break of structure to the downside, creating this lower low, right? So bearish structure on the 4-hour, right? And today, so where I messed up is my oh, by the way, 4 hour is blue, 15-minute is black. So I mark up my breakup structure on the 15-minute. We broke this structure to create this higher high and this higher low, right? So essentially, I can't expect to see the 4 hour sell off if the 15-minute isn't even bearish yet. And so why I was taking sells, well, I'll explain it to you. So since we did have a breakup structure coming into the day on the 15-minute, I kind of assumed that, so since we had a breakup structure to the upside, the 15-minute would need to pull back, and that pullback, it would be in the same direction as the 4 hour trend, which is also in confluence with the need for a daily pullback, considering we just had that higher high. Now we need to make that higher low. So that's why I was thinking like all those things in confluence. Once the 15 minutes pulls back, we could start to take out those 4 hour levels and so forth, right? But wrong, because the 15-minute had not broken this low. I essentially should have waited, or should have still been taking those buys. And so yeah, let's go to the 1 minute coming into the day. What I saw should have led me to take buys, but like I said, I was anticipating the 15-minute pullback to facilitate the 4 hour continuation, and basically that all was in confluence with the idea that the daily needed to correct itself as well. And so that's the only reason I took this sell. And then we got the rejection off of the resistance coming into the open, right? We can see we came up, we broke this high on the 1 minute. I'll zoom out a little bit, right? So this was the highest point. We came up and then broke and then created this higher low and then essentially this higher high. And then so when price pulled back just a little and actually started, once we got 2 rejections from that high, I took my sell, and as you can see, price engulfed and pushed back above. So I could have flipped my position right then and there, and as you can see, there would have been no drawdown and I would have been able to actually profit something today, but I didn't. I ended up being a little more patient, sitting here waiting, and then we made a new high, right? And then we broke out of this high and above this structure, and that is where you've seen my second position placed. And yeah, I was targeting here, but as you can see, we didn't actually get there before this position would have got stopped out. But like I said, it was a 1-to-1 opportunity here, essentially. And yeah, but so that was my day. Ended up losing like $2,000 on this position, and the rest of the other $1,000 of my daily limit on this second position just on the drawdown. So yeah, and as you can see, ultimately, had I just stuck with the idea that the 15-minute needed to actually turn bearish for all of the higher time frame pullback to essentially happen, then I would have been targeting these 4 hour this 4 hour breakup structure, this 4 hour resistance. But eventually we did get up there, right? And then had that been my thesis, like I said, coming into the day, we would have gotten really close. I would have seen price come back under this here resistance, got out this trade, and actually, where would I have likely gotten out of this trade, right? Because we broke, then we tested, we did not. Wasn't until here we got our breakout. Could have really took this buy. I want to say here off of this support. And even then, like, yeah, I could have seen multiple reasons to get out of this position. Also had, like I said, I flipped this position earlier. I mean, I probably would have just been out anyway. Like, if we got in here and targeted here, we would have probably been out somewhere around here. Just because you can see price pulled up, then started pulling back. That would have been like, okay, this is probably my sign to get out. I might have tried to hold out for a little bit, but honestly, I could have even got out right here to, once price came back up to those kind of peak levels. So essentially anywhere from like a 1 to 2, 1 to 1.5 today, had I just been a little quicker to adapt to the markets once they showed me what they wanted to do, but I didn't really process everything that I'm telling you now until kind of after the fact, just because I trade when I'm at work. I'm already like just trying to make sure I get everything right the first time so I don't have to be away from my job too long. But yeah, so anyway, that's the trade that those are the trades that I ended up taking today. Wasn't able to execute right and ended up breaking my rule of just taking one loss and being done for the day. Had I did that, I would have only lost $2,000 and still would have I wouldn't have even lost all of yesterday's profit, right? Let alone yesterday's profit and some of Monday's profit. But either way, yeah. I know I said I was going to do Tuesday and Monday, but I'm going to be honest, guys, I'm a little tired. I still got to go to work tomorrow. And I really just wanted to go over that because, like I said, essentially I was impatient trying to rush the higher time frame move. And I wanted to just kind of put that out there because I think that's a very important lesson. You know, you want to have that confluence and those confirmations before you just start expecting these big pushes from the higher time frame to play out for kind of no reason. And I mean, had the 15-minute got close to breaking that structure below, then we could have probably got a break and retest play to those levels. But, you know, that's not what happened. We ended up pushing right back above the resistances, and so that's why price ended up targeting where it did, even though we came back down, as you can see today, but we still held all those levels as support. Came under them for a little bit, but the moment we popped back above them, and even once we started breaking structure again to the upside or having those changes of characters, or really the way I trade, anytime I would have seen something like price come under this level and then pop back up, give us this engulfing like that, that's an entry. Or even here where price popped back above this level after testing it one time and then boom, engulfing right there. Even here we had another retest, but then we ultimately even 1, 2, 3 three soldiers pattern. You know, if you're not familiar with that, let me know if you want a recommendation for a good candlestick video. Yeah, and then so once we would have gotten that break, you could have took that, and as you can see, price never came back down, and then we actually even went way higher than that. So yeah, had I just, you know, kind of been a little more patient for structure to form and just follow the wave, you know, even being stopped out, like I said, I could have reversed my position quickly as soon as that position got stopped out, realized what the market was showing me and played it out accordingly, but I didn't. I could have even been patient, right? Because this is technically a breakout buy, but could have even been patient, wait for that breakout to play out, and then, you know, like I said, get these confirmations later in the day after lunch. But, you know, patience pays, guys. So, like I said, a couple of takeaways from today. That's why I wanted to go ahead and record this video because, yeah, it be your losing days that are the hardest. And that's when it's really key to have those lessons, you know, so you know how to proceed moving forward. You really want to have taken those lessons and not just allow those losses to just be losses and then you move on not knowing what you did wrong, right? So hopefully we're all able to benefit from this information. And if you enjoyed the video, like, comment. If you have any questions, any ideas or topics you want me to discuss in future videos, I try my best to get to whatever I can, because I just want to be there for how the same like YouTubers who teach trading were there for me, at least the ones that I actually feel like are like legit and know what they're talking about and like try their best to give like honest, like, and just be transparent with like how, you know, everything, right? I'm not really trying to like be all like, I don't know, some people just be on YouTube just to make money, or they, you know, they don't know, but they're like, you know, let me try and teach you how to trade. Like, I don't even trade myself or whatever, like, but I'm gonna teach someone else. Like, that doesn't make any sense. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't really go too into it. Like, if I kind of sense that like, oh, they got like, they're marketing too much of their courses and not enough of just the pure content on education, you know what I'm saying? Like, you've never heard me say nothing about a course. I said something one time and I took the video down because I mentioned it's something I might do in the future, but it's nowhere near. And then even if I do, who knows how I'll do that. I I trade every day. You know what I'm saying? Like I solely intend to make my money from this. And if I got a YouTube check, I'll just put that shit in the market. So, I'm a trader for real, so I really want to just provide solid information on just what the experience is like and how you can actually be successful as a trader and not just try to be successful or think you're going to, am I successful? Or, just be in that lost realm of, is this even possible? Like, yes, it is. And that's what I strive to show you here on this channel. And, show myself even, because some days not today. I've been doing this long enough to know like losses are part of the game. Like I said, we together have discussed the mistakes I've made and how we can proceed forward, just correcting those mistakes and doing better. Right? We did that together. So this is really like for those times when it's like you just don't think that it's all, you might think it's all for naught, like none of this work is ever going to pay off. But trust me, the only way you're going to fail is if you quit, is if you just stop being intentional, stop taking the time aside for your education. It's just like, if you will go to college, if you could, I like to look at this as like a college. You can consider me a professor. I don't have no degrees in teaching though, so don't come for me if like, oh, this nigga don't know how to teach, like, or this professor just said nigga. Look at here. That's all I have for you guys. But man, I lost some money today. It's all right though. It's gonna be all right. And yeah, it's for sure gonna be all right. And do I have anything else I want to say, or is that everything? I really wanted to do those other breakdowns for you guys. But I might just, like I said, do so I went ahead and yeah, we did this video today, but the weekly recap might still be a thing that still might come this weekend, so look out for that. And also, I think it'd be cool to talk about my overall P&L for the week and maybe go over my stats for the week. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and follow me on Instagram at King Trades Futures, and I pretty much do daily updates there for sure. So it's a lot easier. You don't have to edit the video and all that stuff. But that's all I have for you guys. Yeah, that is it. That is definitely it.